How is it going, folks? Welcome back to Build in Berlin and welcome back to episode number 25. Today, we sit third in the Bundesliga, but that is not where our focus lies because instead, we are taking on Braga in the Europa League round of 16. Braga, a team that I look at and think they should be beatable, and then I look at this picture of their stadium, I notice there is a scoreboard in a cliff face, and I think to myself, the away day should be rather fun as well. Before we get into the intro, I want to just mention this now and get it out the way quickly. The three-peat with the DFB Pokal, not happening. We lost 2-0 to Hoffenheim. A Hoffenheim team that we drew against last episode in the league. In this cup competition, everything went wrong. And so having won this competition 2 times in a row already, it's not going to be happening for a third time in a row. And if we're being realistic for a moment, it's very unlikely we're going to win it again back-to-back before this series ends. Anyway, today's full focus is on the Europa League. Let's run the intro, get straight into things. I'm excited for an away day and to head back to the sunny country of Portugal. Yes, folks, I hope you guys are doing absolutely amazing. Last time out, we took on Bayern Munich and Hoffenheim. Since then, only 3 games played in the Bundesliga, alongside that DFB Pokal result where we lost 2-0. Good news if you're a league fan, we're doing great in the league. We beat Freiburg 3-0, Wiedrego, Kraus and Adriano with the goals. Adriano, by the way, he's having, slowly but surely, a rather impressive season. A 7.09 rating for the 19-year-old. He's getting better and better. He's continuing to improve. He was vital in that game there. And, well, he also played a role in this game. So we took on Darmstadt. We won 4-0. Demirovic picked up 2. Wiedrego picked up 2. And all in all, to take on one of the teams towards the bottom and beat them handsomely was nice. After that, we did lose in that DFB Pokal game. In our most recent match, the only other game we played, we took on Eintracht Frankfurt. Again, Adriano was on the score sheet alongside the likes of Zach Karyan and Scott. We were 3-0 up in this game. They were down a man in this game. They got 2 goals back. We never really looked in danger of losing it, considering that one of those goals was in the 94th minute. Hard not to be a little bit disappointed, though, by the last 35 minutes of this game. Anyway, with just the 4 games played since last episode, we can jump straight into the thing that I think people are here for. I say that. Away days. Are you here just for the away days? Are the away days a reason to come back? I don't know. I digress. This Braga one looks spicy. Let's go find out about it together. So for today's away day, we are leaving Berlin and we are heading to Portugal. And if we move over to Portugal and head in, I'm going to be honest, I don't know where Braga is. I can now see it on the map. I have been to Faro and a lot of the areas on the south coast of Portugal, but never up north and never as far north as Braga. North of Porto, here we are. Where is the football stadium? I thought there'd be a big, obvious square of grass. I found a big square of grass. This stadium looks interesting from this view. If we go to satellite view, it looks even more interesting from here. I don't know why there's so many lines on the pitch. Are those lines on the pitch or are they above the pitch? I don't know. Anyway, here is the stadium from above. It looks pretty. It looks rather beautiful. Not a load of stuff to do around the ground, it has to be said. So, I'm going to click on the little yellow man and hope stuff appears. And concerningly, there's not a load of dots. The closest I think we can get is here. And if we have a look, I mean, I can confirm the car park does exist. I think the football stadium's over there somewhere. Okay, I don't want to alarm anyone. There are 5 dots around this pitch. This might be a Google Earth kind of day. We'll go with this one here because it looks like it's in the stand. What can we see? Well, we're on the halfway line. There's some players taking pictures here. I wonder what football club this is. Can we do some detective work? They've got Europa League banners up. Maybe it's our squad. Is it Union Berlin? Be a bit weird, wouldn't it, if it was? Here is the ground. Think I've realised why we couldn't see it from the previous angle. It appears to be just in a cliff or something. I mean, it looks wicked. This might be one of the most unique away days we've ever had. This stadium looks absolutely incredible. It's not a massive stadium, but it gets points for uniqueness. The stadium itself, there's these cables between the roofs, which I guess hold the roof up. It's not like there's loads of corners or areas around the stadium for the roof to hold up onto. I mean, you don't get this in England. I mean, there's probably not many stadiums like this anywhere. I'm not sure why I'm saying it like this is a thing exclusively not in England. This stadium is just bizarre. Also, is it just me or do the seats look really, really comfy? The more I look at this stadium, the more impressed I am. I mean, there's not a load of footage of it, sadly. You've got the dugouts, which literally are dug out in the ground, and It's just got a unique character and charm. What I will say is not a massive sellout in this game here. I was desperately hoping there was going to be drone footage of this stadium. I'm afraid there's not, although on the big screen at the moment, they are just showing a random TV show or movie. I mean, maybe they do movie nights here. I have retreated to my Google Earth bunker, and as we zoom in on Braga, I'm hoping the stadium is just going to stand out and be easy to find. Is it going to be in 3D? Oh, I'll tell you what, it absolutely is. The car park is on the roof. The car park is on the roof of the stadium. Well, now the fact that I couldn't see the car park from this road here, now it's kind of obvious why that was a problem. In terms of architecture and uniqueness, I mean, car park on the roof, surely that makes it one of the best away days ever. Over on this side of the ground, more parking. I'll tell you what, it's going to be awkward, isn't it, if you turn up on this end of the pitch and you're sat in this stand. Like, you've got quite a long detour to get around. It's almost a shame there's not a load of other stuff going on around the ground that we can really comment on, but this is just one of those stadiums which I do the away days for, to find a gem of a stadium that I had no idea existed and just appreciate it. And I think Braga Stadium, I think it goes without saying, this is the most unique away day we've done so far in the series, and indeed probably on the channel ever. Now, actually grading this stadium becomes difficult because by strictly away day specific voting, it probably shouldn't score that highly. Lack of footage, not a load of stuff going on around the ground, but it had a car park on the roof, and I loved the look of it. It was the most unique stadium I think we've ever been to. I might be getting carried away. I might be getting worked up. 30,000 seater stand, it deserves a big score. I'm giving it 8.5 out of 10. One of the best grounds we've ever been to. Of course, now I'm hoping, having given that really glowing review, that I'm going to be rewarded by the people of Braga with a good result here. In terms of team news, we are at full strength. You can see here Lucas Demetscher coming back from injury. He's been missing for the last few weeks, and whilst players have moved in and filled in his boots, I do feel like for a game like this, he has to start. Diamande is going to be starting out on the left wing. Zakayan Ouedraogo in the middle. Alex Scott out on the right. The defence is at full strength. That has been something that we've not been able to say many times through this season. If you look at the form of our starting 11 in their last 5 games, it's all been very good. Need more of that in this game here. Worth noting that midweek between the 2 games against Braga today, we are going to be taking on Dortmund, but given our current league position, I'm not going to worry about that game. We've only played 3 games since we last hit, but we've actually really been able to cement ourselves a top 4 finish in the Bundesliga. There's still 9 games left of the season, so it's not done yet, but I feel like today we can just have full focus on this Europa League game. I was desperately hoping with that in mind, it was really going to pay out for all this attention and hype I'm giving it. That said, half an hour in here, nothing's happened. I've decided to get shouty. Will we have a highlight inside this first half? I mean, on the negatives, it would be a very short episode if the whole match has no highlights. On the positives, my current makeshift Frankenstein PC setup takes a long time to actually process and export videos, so a shorter video would probably be good for a selfish PC point of view, but we're here for entertainment, we're here for goals. Can we deliver something here? Bullet turns his man sensationally, lovely little run by him, cutting inside. Can he make something happen? He scored a wonder goal last episode. I thought he was about to do the same again there. It's gone over, but from the resulting goal kick, there might be more action to come. Taruna Riga wins the header. Nets on the overlap on the left-hand side, finding a little bit of space to move and attack into the number 3. He's got Diamande in support inside. He picks him out, goes to Zakayan. The number 11 lays it off to Kraus. He moves it wide to Diamande, back with Nets. Lovely build-up play here. Is there to be some end product at the end of this? If there was to be a goal at the end of this, it would be a sensational team goal. From left to right, we've moved it. Alex Scott brings it forward. He holds it up. Bullet looking for options in the box. Scott is in support. Picks out Ouedraogo. He heads it goalwards. Diamande's there to squeeze in the rebound. And whilst the finish might have been a bit of a flubby one as the keeper parried it, that was still a really nice goal. We penned them back. We caused them issues. We really just had them suffocated in the final third, and the keeper made a great initial save, but he wasn't able to do anything about the rebound. Diamande nipped in first, a deserved goal before half-time. That's going to make the team talk easier. Okay, half-time in this game, 1-0. They are yet to have a shot on target. I know there's a risk of complacency here, but I'm going to tell the players I'm happy with how we've dominated possession. I want more of that in the second half. Nemeshia's not having the best of games here, and given the fact he's coming back from injury, I think I am just going to make a perhaps sensible decision to take him off. Demirovic has been in some good goal-scoring form. Going to bring in the Bosnian forward. just to see what he can do here. 40 minutes to run against a rather tiring, Braga team. They're playing this 4-4-2. It's not looked particularly threatening yet. That said, they might have a rare attack going forward here. Abel Ruiz plays it inside. Taruna Regan nods it down. And now it's Alex Scott looking to bring the ball forward for us. Playing out on that right-hand side, the number 7 gives it to Ouedraogo. He tried to pick out Zach Hyen, but that pass wasn't going. Ellis is in behind here. I feel like the flag should be going up. The goal's going to be scored, but surely that's offside. Like, it looked a mile off. We're not even going to VAR. It was so offside, VAR isn't even being consulted. It was... Yeah, that wasn't even close. With an hour played here, I'm thinking about making a few more changes, thinking about the likes of Adriano on the bench, who can maybe come in for Alex Scott, who's not covered himself in glory just yet. But before that change is, going to be actioned by me, we'll just see what happens here. Demirovic giving it to Scott. Could be his last contribution here. Gives it to Diamande. Zach Hyen coming inside. Tomena made the tackle, and a penalty's given. That didn't even look in the penalty area, did it? I'm not going to complain. We've got a penalty here. Kraus is going to step up. He smashes it in. It's 2-0. I mean, I feel guilty celebrating because that just didn't look like a foul. But we've doubled our lead from the penalty spot. With that now done, away from home, whilst away goals aren't a thing, we're in a golden position to progress. And knowing that we have got that game against Dortmund midweek, I think now is a rather good excuse perhaps just to make some changes here. We're going to bring in Forsby at centre mid. Do I want to bring in Forsby? Yeah, you know what? I do want to bring in Forsby. I'm going to bring in Forsby. I'm also going to bring in Tillman at centre mid. It's a bit of an unconventional midfield setup, but really, with the current squad situation with a couple of injuries at centre mid, I feel like just rotating the lineup there makes sense. Whilst Tillman and Forsby's not really the dreamy centre mid duo, I'd like to think they're going to be up to the task of seeing out this game. Hadel plucks the ball out of the air really, really nicely. 17 minutes left on the clock. A third goal. Whilst it wouldn't put the game beyond doubt, it would be, a really good performance. We've not won, I feel like, in a live comment in absolutely ages. And whilst we've had some emphatic wins, we've not really been able to bring them in the live commentaries I've done. If we could do one here in a European game, I feel like that would be a statement of intent. Martel, Kraus, Tillman, Adriano, trying to thread through there. Demirovic was not a great ball forward. Going to apply some pressure, though, and force them to go long. The ball goes sailing over everyone. Taruna Riga didn't get a header on goal. Ellis, who scored that disallowed goal, was one-on-one. He scored one earlier that didn't count. That one would have counted. Hadel, not been called into action much, but made a really good stop there. But still, action to commence here. If you thought that was going to be the game done with that opportunity, no. After a slow first half, there's been a lot more chances in this second half. There could be one here. Ellis is in behind. He's already missed one. He's hit the woodwork here. And are we going to get this away? We're just about going to get it away. Opted for one last shout of demand more, just screaming at the players. Just see out this game. 4 minutes of added time, 3 minutes to be played of it. And we are in the ascendancy here. Diamande, a third goal now would be massive. Nets to the byline, pulls it back. Demirovic hits it. Niakaite blocks it. That was actually a really good chance that could have resulted in a goal. He may have even prevented a goal with that block. And ultimately, that might be the difference between game over at 3-0 and Braga feeling like they might have an albeit small chance come the second leg. Never easy to win away from home in a European knockout game. To win 2-0 like that feels really, really good. It sets us up nicely for that home game against Braga that's going to be in a week's time. Like I already mentioned, we have got this game against Dortmund midweek, and whilst I have rotated players for it, we've already played them in a live commentary this season, so I'm not going to focus on it. Dortmund currently only 1 point above Mainz. The table looking rather crazy down there with only 9 games left of the season. As for ourselves, we're actually 9 points clear of Werder Bremen as things stand, and with 9 games left, we're in a really good position to hopefully see out Champions League football this year. Looking ahead of us, Leipzig are going to be difficult to catch. Anyway, we're going to come back for the Braga game in a week's time. Going to rest up the players ahead of Dortmund, hopefully get a good result there, and hopefully end today's episode with 2 wins in 2. Okay, folks, we are back. Game number 2, taking on Braga. Just a little bit of a heads up, the next week on Monday, there might not be an episode. There is a national holiday here in England for the end of the summer. As a result, I've got some plans over the weekend. I am going to try and get something done, but if I'm just missing, please don't not eat your lunch waiting for the episode. it may never arrive. Anyway, what also may never arrive is Dortmund in this save game, because we've managed to beat them 2-0. That was a very tenuous link there, wasn't it? Yeah, we beat them 2-0 here. In the end, was it the most convincing results? Statistically, yes. In terms of how the game actually played, somewhat less so. But in the end, off the bench, we got some really good performances out of players. Mudstead got a goal, Diamande got a goal, Tower and Arian B came off the bench to get assists in this game, and ultimately, having beaten Dortmund, they are now in, well, I was going to say the relegation zone. Does it count as the relegation zone? It's the playoff zone, where if they were to end the playoffs right now, they would take on Hamburg for a spot in the Bundesliga. If Dortmund get relegated, do I have to move to them if the job becomes available? Because that does seem like a very fun save game. Although it might be a little bit anticlimactic if I just left Union Berlin without actually winning anything other than DFB Pokals. You know what? Maybe we could win the league still. We're only 7 points behind Leipzig with 8 games left. Yeah, that's a bit ambitious, isn't it? Now, one injury I alluded to earlier but didn't actually go into any details with is Felix Nemetcha, who's currently out for up to 4 further weeks. He broke his collarbone, which is, well, it turns out a rather serious injury for a centre mid. This guy might have had the biggest fall from grace of any player I can remember in any of my FM save games this year. It's been kind of biblical. 15 goals and 8 assists from centre mid to 2 goals and 1 assist in 16 appearances. 10 starts in here as well. I really have given him a fair chance. Combined with this long-term injury, might be looking to cash in on him in the summer. Besides his absence, though, and also the injury to Philip Coman, who is our third choice goalkeeper, we are pretty much at full strength for this game, hoping that we can pick up where we left off against Dortmund and in the first leg against Braga and see out the 2-0 lead we already have. We look really good in the first leg, at home, in a sellout crowd. Hopefully, we're going to get over the line here, make it to the quarterfinals. I think it's the quarterfinals after this. That would be really nice. Throwing on the near side, it is Braga in a dangerous area here. Ball deflects off Kraus. Martel is going to get it away from danger. Diamande flicks onto Lucas Nemesha, who is all on his lonesome up front. He lays it back to Diamande. We go inside. Players surging further forward, left and right. Nemesha is one of them, in behind, tucks it away. I think he was played onside by one of the centre-backs as well. And with that, 90 seconds into this second leg, we take the lead on the night. We go 3-0 up on aggregate. It was an incisive breakaway, and I feel like that might be job done. I don't want to say it too prematurely. It's a really nice finish, but yeah, I mean, if there were any nerves, they are slightly alleviated now. Corner on this near side. Cunny going to whip it in. Martel nods it away from danger. Andre Horta, though, mopping up the pieces for Braga. Trying to keep the ball in a dangerous area. Near Kaite with the ball now. Gives it back to Zaidu, the left back. Near Kaite with the ball. Looking to step out of it. We're pressing. We're causing issues. Alex Scott almost forced a turnover in possession as well. Having had that corner, Braga transitioning backwards, and we're looking a little bit messy here. Zach Hyen bringing the ball into the final third. Options left. Diamande is one of them. He plays it inside. Lucas Nemetsha scores again. It's 2-0 after 25 minutes. The ball here by Zach Hyen was absolutely delicious. Diamande gave the ball to him, got on his bike, got a run made, played it near post, and Nemetsha, nice finish. He's on for a hat-trick. 2-0 up, looking good. Would love a third. Like I mentioned during the first leg, we've had games this year where we've really run away with it, but not many of them have been in live commentaries. We very nearly saw a hat-trick for Nemetsha inside the first half. That has hit the woodwork, and it's been cleared away for now. I say for now because I just have this feeling more's going to happen in this game. Maybe it's going to be a change in the script, though, because Braga have the ball and are bringing it forward. to Mena on the overlap, the right back. Options in the middle. One of those is back posting Gonzalo Borges. He's going to put it in, and Alba Ruiz scores. It's 4-1. Don't need to panic just yet, but we have lost our clean sheet, and well, we looked messy at the back, to say the very least. Tormena put the ball in. This effort into the box was good. It has actually deflected off Martel there. I didn't spot that on first viewing. I think the keeper would have otherwise had it. Disappointing to lose the clean sheet. Not going to panic just yet. That was their first shot on target. Although if they score again, as they put the ball into our penalty area, then maybe we do need to start to panic. Zaidu plays it forward. Bullet wins his header. Wiedrea go back to Martel. Wiedrea go to Zach Hyen. Nemesha. We're knocking the ball around nicely here. Some really adventurous passes being made. Speaking of which, can Nets pull an adventurous pass from deep? He does a little 1-2 with Diamande. That was lovely. Options in the middle. Nets holding it up nicely. Zach Hyen. Nets. Could lay it to Diamande, does lay it to Diamande. He's going to cut inside. Drago takes a touch. He scores it. Beautiful goal. We reinstate our 2-goal lead before half-time. 4 goals inside the first 42 minutes of this game here. Drago getting on the score sheet. It's 5-1 on aggregate, and if there was a little bit of hope given to Braga when they got one back, it may well have been ripped away, unless they're going to go up the other end and score now, because we have got another highlight here. There's been a lot of action in this first half, making up for the lack of it perhaps in that first leg. Tormena was involved in their first goal, the right back. He's bringing it forward. And well, Cunny finds himself in behind. Martel trying to come across the cover. In the end, that finish was poor. Half-time in this game, 3-1 up on the night, 5-1 up on aggregate. Deservedly so. We have been on top in this game massively. Clinical going forward. More of the same in the second half, and we cruise into the next round. Tormena bringing the ball away here. He has been, I feel like, actively involved in things. There's been lots of highlights with the Braga right back and left back involved. Often they've resulted in us going forward. On this occasion, though, they are bringing it forward. Heidel made a save. It fell straight to Abu Ruiz, who scores his second of the game. He's on for a hat-trick. I'm not getting nervous yet. If they made it 3-3 on the night, then I do start to get nervous. The ball's whipped in. That wasn't too far over. Almazarati bringing the ball forward. Abu Ruiz plays forward to Gonzo Borges here, who has a chance, well, to make it 3-3 with half an hour left. He's hit it over, though. It remains 5-2 on aggregate. I am just going to make a couple of changes here. Scott off for Adriano. Tillman is going to come in for Zach Kayan as well. Taruna Riga's on a booking, so I'm just going to play things safe. And in fact, I'm going to bring in Arian B at left centre-back, a player who had a really good impact against Dortmund midweek. He's going to come on off the bench to play centre-back rather than left-back in this one. And with 20 minutes left, whilst the XG has swung slightly closer in Braga's favour, we still have this 3-goal cushion. I think there is maybe a bit of complacency creeping in. Wouldn't mind getting a goal or 2 more if we could, and we could have a chance here. Adriano heads it after a Tillman pass, sadly, just over the bar. Bullet on the near side. He's going to throw it to Martel. Drago takes down the ball, lays it back to Martel. Kraus, Adriano. Nice build-up play. What can we do here? We're making them chase yet again. Tillman, 2 options to his left, plenty to his right. Arian B is one of those options. Patient play here. Bullets on the overlap. This is lovely. Nemesha for the hat-trick. Puts that shot the wrong side of the post. Free kick on the halfway line here. We have been relentless in this game. It has to be said, 62% of possession, and I feel like that has been felt in these highlights. A chance here perhaps. Diamande in behind, and it's another effort wide of that post on the right side. 4 minutes left of this game. Time just trickling away. I have turned on time wasting and asked the players just to slow down the play a little bit, just to try and see out this game now. There's not long left. We can save our legs. The result is done. Is there time for one last goal? Tackle flies in. Tillman pulls the trigger. He's now put it wide of that post. And just as you think that Tillman chance might be the very last one, with 40 seconds left, Nets has a throw-in on the far side. He's going to throw it to Drago. Nemesha for the hat-trick. Hits the crossbar again. This could have been 6 or 7 on the night for us. And in the end, this game is just going to finish 3-2. A crazy game. Loads and loads of chances. On another day, we score more of them. Bit sad we couldn't be more clinical. But ultimately, goal difference doesn't matter. We're into the next round. Breathe a sigh of relief. Elsewhere, Tottenham are through. Newcastle are through. Atalanta are through. I feel like there's lots of big names still left in this Europa League. In terms of the other teams that have made it through, Hertha Berlin are one such team. Inter, Anderlecht, Feyenoord. I'm looking through the list of teams that are still in this competition. I don't think there's really an easy one. Feyenoord, Anderlecht or Hertha Berlin would be my preference. Who we're going to play, though, you're going to have to come back next time to find out. Those Europa League quarter-final games are going to kick off with the first legs in early April. That is going to be after 3 further Bundesliga games, which if we do well in, we may be coming back for with assurances of Champions League football, which would be really, really nice. Great result today. Amazing away day today. I hope you enjoyed it as always. If you did, drop a like on things. Like I mentioned earlier, there may not be a video on Monday. There may be a video on Monday. Either way, we will be back at some point next week for more Union Berlin action. I hope to see you guys for it then. And until next time, it is me, Jack. I'll see you all again on the next one. I'm out.